What's up, my crypto legends? In this episode, we are taking a look at the Bitcoin price on the 4 hourly. We're also taking a look at Ethereum, but it is pretty clear that we are kind of bearish now in the immediate short term. I have two potential scenarios. They are both bearish that could happen in the immediate short term. Now, we do not know if we are going to hear from this consolidation, this descending wedge kind of pattern, fall to the downside, or we might have a pump here to the upside and then have that major correction. I'm going to explain why these are the two scenarios that could happen in the next coming hours or potentially a day or two. We're also taking a look at Ethereum because I see Ethereum potentially here on the daily forming a kind of head and shoulder pattern right over here. We need a little bit of more consolidation here for a couple of days potentially, and then if we do break this neckline over here, then we might come to lower levels, getting a bounce just round about the $2,600 range. I'll explain it in this episode and give me your opinion in the comment section. Remember guys, if you are interested in trading, PrimeXBT has got the best bonus available. You get 50% added to your deposit by using my link in the description, and also Bitcoinsensus 50 as the promotion code. This is my favorite day trading platform. You cannot withdraw this bonus. It is used for buying power. I have a full tutorial down below. My favorite swing trading platform is Bybit, and you can get up to $600 worth of bonus by using my link in the description. Said this, let's dive in straight into the video. Hello there, Andy here. Welcome back to another episode of Bitcoinsensus. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe daily TA on Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, and I also do live streams to connect with the community. Now, I'm not a financial advisor, so don't buy or sell anything that I say, and if you do so, do your own research. Let's dive in, guys. Now, as you can see here on the BTC price, nothing has changed just too much. You know the scenarios that I'm waiting here. You know, just going with the price action and volume, it is pretty clear that we've broken an uptrend structure. And we have this huge amount of price action to the downside with this huge amount of volume, meaning that, you know, the bears are in control in the immediate short term. So, I mean, there's nothing to discuss about that, right? So what I was expecting here is there's two options, okay? Well, the one option is there's the one that we've been talking about now for the last couple of days, which is having that major retracement potentially to the $48,000 or maybe $49,000 range, which would be the 62% levels retracement of this actual dump here, right over here. So consolidate, have a pump, consolidate, and then have that major leg down. It seems like the bulls don't want to fight though. They do not want to pump because I think they know much that their Bitcoin price is going to come to lower levels anyway. Now, the structure that I've been checking out here on the 4 hourly or on the 1 hourly, it doesn't really matter here much, but on the 4 hourly, if we take the closers here, okay, from the candlesticks right over here, the 4 hourly closers, you can clearly see that we have been forming kind of a descending wedge, right? We've been having wicks to the upside, to the downside. We've had a massive one right now while I'm recording. So now what would be the scenario now if we did manage to close a 4 hourly candle above this resistance of this descending wedge? Then I do believe so that we are at least going to come to the top of the wedge, which is around about the 47,500. But if you take the measured move here from the back of the wedge, you know, if we only close a 4 hourly candle above the resistance with some decent amount of volume, we are seeing some decent volume at this moment, but we're having that massive rejection. The bears are absolutely fighting, you know, to defend these levels and push the price to the downside. If we did have that pump to the upside, then eventually I would think that we would be arriving around about the $48,000, which would be the 50% levels approximately from this drop over here. If I get the Fibonacci retracement down over here to the bottom, then it would be around about the 50% range, having a little bit of volatility hitting that 62% levels. But if we don't have that 4 hourly close above the resistance, then yeah, I think the bears are pretty much not going to let the bulls have that opportunity. So the second scenario would be actually breaking this major support level that we have been creating on the 4 hourly. We've been having a couple of wicks here to the downside, but we've been closing above this major resistance line. Now we're just about to pierce it through again, as you can see. Now this might be the moment where we actually have that major drop to the downside, because we have been bouncing at this support several times, and we're already at about 70% of the actual descending wedge. We don't usually come to the very end of the wedge, so it would make sense potentially now while I'm recording we actually breaking it out. Is this going to be a wick or not? If we do close a 4 hourly below this major support, then I do think that we are going to come, at least if we get the measured move target from the back of this descending wedge from the actual breakout, we could come as low as the $42,000, just below $42,000. So that is potentially scenario happening here in the next coming hours, only if we do manage to see some decent volume and closing a pretty severe 4-hourly candle below this major support level. Now these are the two case scenarios. Okay, I mean, it is pretty clear that we are bearish right now. I was maybe expecting a potential pump and then a dump, or you know, a potential dump from where we are at this moment, which it looks very much looks like it is going to happen. Now let's take a look at the Ethereum price, because Ethereum now is on the daily. Let's go switch to the 4-hourly. Same scenario, all depending on what Bitcoin is going to do, and if Bitcoin does break that major support going to the $42,000 range, then Ethereum obviously is going to push down to potentially 2,900 or even below that. Now I've seen this over here. If I zoom in on the chart, we can clearly see that we have had this consolidation creating these high lows, and then suddenly a massive pump here and dump, and still getting supported by this kind of neckline, right? Because we are creating these higher lows. Now if we go to the daily and zoom in a little bit, you know, you potentially can see it a little bit better right over here. We are currently breaking while I'm making this video, but I mean, this is just, I'm not doing any trading at all. This is just what could potentially happen and where I am expecting that major bounce. Okay, so I might be late by posting this with the breakout, but we can clearly see that this could be left shoulder, this could be the head, and you know, I would have liked to see a better consolidation here on the right shoulder, but we currently breaking here. Now only if we do close a 4-hourly candle right over here, because we can see a lot of volatility, and we might, you know, come down and back up again without closing a 4-hourly candle with some decent amount of volume. Now sorry, a daily candle. If we go to the 4-hourly, you know, there's not too much volume just yet. The volume is growing, but yeah, we still don't see a huge amount of volume just yet, so it could easily be a fake out. Now these are the scenarios that I'm expecting for BTC and Ethereum if we do successfully break out, and if this were to be a head and shoulder, a very dodgy one. I'm going to get a lot of bad comments here from this potential head and shoulder, but I've seen worse, and they've actually had that major drop to the target. Now the target would be getting here at the top of the resistance to the support, and from the breakout potentially coming all the way down below the $2,600, and this is where we should have a lot of volatility. We are going to have potentially that huge drop and then have a lot of volatility and get a bounce around this range, because you know, we do have a huge amount of consolidation. And if I take the VPVR, which is the volume profile here, and just let me get here 1 second and modify here how I like to see the VPVR, and just zoom out a little bit here on the price of Ethereum. This is where we start to see a huge amount of volume, as you can see. Now below this range, you know, we start to see a lot of VPVR just below the $2,800, and this is where we have huge amount of VPVR. So if we did have that drop, we should be getting very much supported around of this range. If I zoom in here on the actual VPVR, this is where we should be getting a massive bounce. As you can see, we have a huge mountain here of volume that we should be getting bounce from. You know, this is below the 2,800, around about the $2,600 area, having a lot of volatility because there's a huge amount of volume traded, as you can see here on the VPVR. So very much expected some bearishness here in the immediate short term, but getting a major wick down and back up again. It's going to be a fast move in my opinion, because the bears will only be in control in the immediate short term just for a while with a lot of volatility before we actually have that buying pressure coming back in. This is my opinion. You know, we could come to lower levels, but while I'm looking at the chart and the scenarios that could happen, I do not see this as a kind of potential double top and coming into a multi-year bear market. This is not the situation in my opinion. So this is what I got for today's episode, guys. Make sure to smash up the like button. I'm back to where I live in 2 days. I'll be doing live streams, better analysis. We'll be doing trading. I'm taking a little bit of a break here, but keeping you updated with the situation a little bit. So if you like this video, make sure to smash up the like button. Thank you very much, and check out the Bitcoinsensus website. We have the latest news and technical analysis. The latest news on here right now is the Alonso hard fork successfully completed for Cardano smart contracts to be launched. So make sure to check that out. The link is in the description of the website. And if you haven't seen my Bybit or my PrimeXBT tutorial video on the screen right now, thank you guys, and I'll see you in the next one.